There we go. We're in right now, guys. Let me double check that. I should like, yeah, it's all good there. Ooh, oops. There we go. We're in. Welcome everybody. It's the Polaris Challenge. We can put those team colours on. It's the Polaris Challenge Best of 9 series. This is game number 1. I've got the scoreboard going for something like an actual professional, so should be no issues right now, so everyone knows what the score is going to be throughout the entire series. It's game 1. It's mega random, and we've got a really interesting map currently. I don't know what it is, but it feels a little bit like Highlands and Islands put together. You got this small shore, like shoreland, like a puddle. What do you want to call it? I used to know what it's called again, but now I completely forgot. But anyway, dividing it in between both the players, and the rest of us got actually plenty of big fish around the areas. With small little islands here with plenty of gold mines here, so water control is going to be absolutely huge here to make sure you can capture those extra golds. You do start with actually huge gold piles of your own as well at the same time, and actually have extra stone piles, and of course plenty of hunters around as well, plenty of deers and boars. And so let's introduce the players. We got in the blue here, Tyrant BacT here, the champion, the current of this series so far, and he's going to be playing as Mayans. As I predicted, he's going to be playing as the Mayans here. He's quite a nice, good civ for him. He's very comfortable with it, and it's good hybrid civ with this sort of map type. So I expect him to, do quite well here. Of course, those 20% extra resources does mean that, having all these extra goals, everything will actually be in his good favour, and also the extra hunt as well, which he is now starting to push in those deers. A couple of sheep around as well, which is nice. So, but not many berries. Rest of the map though for him. He's got very forward gold though, which isn't that great. In between the dividing line between both players does mean that, if JonSnow goes for a very aggressive play, he could find himself in a little bit of trouble. There you go. So just keep that in mind. Meanwhile though, in the P2, in the red corner, we're going to have our JonSnow, otherwise known as Terror to those who don't know the nickname, or vice versa, either way. I'm going to call him JonSnow this game because that's what his name is in the game, and of course it makes it easy for the scoreboard as well. He's playing Aztecs for Mega Random. That's actually quite an interesting call. Aztecs, great eco and so on. Not that great on water though. They don't have the galleon option in late Imperial, which makes it kind of suck, to be honest. But he does have plenty of big golds and stone as well. So, land approach isn't out of the question. The thing is though, the dividing line is very narrow and very short. So, of course, the walls will come up once they scout it out. And so trying to go for that big push means that'd be quite difficult in that sort of close quarter business. The deer, sorry, I call it deers, I call it deer. I'm sorry, I know, I call it either way. I mean, it is deer, it is true. Anyway, though, like bringing that first board, but I like this. I'm not just gonna take it just yet, but it is running away, so ooh, just gets it back in time. Actually, that's nice. Just to maximize the efficiency, of course. For those villagers, doesn't want to have any rotting meat. I'm just gonna bring that ball back in just a second again. Ooh, oh, there we go. I call it venison. Ah, venison. I like that. That's quite cool. But of course, not named venison. It's just deer. All right. I'm gonna put a mill up right now and take all those deer. See, I'm calling it right now. I'm gonna take all those deer right now. And actually, that's a perfect mill. Just take all those deer. Not like for BacT where he's got 2 deer piles a bit separated out from each other. They have an eagle fight right now. Who got the first hit there? It looks like actually JonSnow got the first hit, and I think anyway. Or was it going to be BacT who's going to win? No one's going to pull out, and it is actually going to be BacT that's the winner there with 2 HP.
Dadgone.
Yeah, definitely Dadgone. I thought actually JonSnow had that fight there, but of course, actually, looks like BacT won that, and it doesn't look like Terror is quite happy with that. Gonna get that dock down already for BacT. He's gonna get those fishes, and that's a lovely dock. So much big fish around here, of course, and we're looking to capitalize on that. JonSnow, meanwhile, he hasn't actually gone for a dock. He's gonna go for the land-focused approach. Is he gonna? Looks like he's gonna put what exactly? Seems to did. No barracks actually from him either, so he's not gonna go for a drush. And instead, probably looking to go for an FC build here. JonSnow, very much an arena player as far as I'm aware. Actually, no, there's that barracks, actually. Brings it down a little bit late, actually, mind you, about 6:55. And he had plenty of wood in store. I feel like it's a bit of a last-minute decision. Now BacT's scout's going to scout this out though. Sees all those deers being taken and that barracks being put down, of course. Which now basically means that, well, BacT's going to start walling already. And there he goes. Starts to wall up on his side with those palisades. And that's going to make it very difficult for even a Drush to come on through. So I'm very surprised by his barracks decision. I would have thought that, one, it's late, the barracks, and also the fact that it's just such an easy map to wall up. And he knows that this is the only place as well. JonSnow knows that he can come across. So, if anything, I would have expected, you know, him to come across with a villager and build a barracks inland. That's not going to be the case though. And there comes that militia coming out. He's going to try and cross the marsh. How you want to call this. And it's not going to happen. I mean, look, it's completely fully walled. The militia's going to get turned away. It's going to be right outside the door saying, hello, I'm here. I'm going to do a drush, but he can't hit me. Even the house being put down by BacT. Just nice of him. Going to make full efficiency of his villager there. That's trying to do some walling. Now, what I really hope that JonSnow does now is that the fact that... Yeah, exactly. He stopped making those militia. He's made 3 of them. The guy's already walled. It's kind of over on that front. He now plops down 2 farms. There's still taking those deer. No one clicked up just yet. BacT's quite content, actually, at this point, to not click up just yet. I think he knows that he's not going to be contested in the water as he's going on 30 pop right now as he clicks up. Just now, it looks like. There we go. On the balance team to Feudal Age. He's going to go for the straight FC. He's going to send 3 bills to gold, of course. Has he got anyone on stone? No. No one on stone so far, so no plumed arch is going to come from him just yet. I mean, he could still be going for a grush of sorts. I mean, he's going to send that 3 to gold, but it's a bit late to go for a grush. He felt like it. But I think he's going to go for the straight FC. Plenty of food income right now. Plenty of fishing ships too. 5 out as well. Those militia trying to bring down those palisade walls, but not going to be to any effect. As going to get denied. Scout from BacT also still in JonSnow's base. Still good. BacT saying you don't know swimming. Because he's trying to scout for that dock. He's saying, where the hell is that dock? But you see from his fog of war, of course, there's no dock in sight. Look at the scouting from BacT. He's scouted everything. His own map, and he's actually going to scout all of JonSnow's as well, especially that shoreline. And will not find a single dock. So now he knows that. I'll just completely suspect BacT's making a couple more fishing ships when he can.
Yes.
Bit of banter coming out between 2 players. Now, JonSnow saying he's scared of the walls. Because of the walls. As that Feudal Age just about to come in right now for BacT. JonSnow has just clicked up though. That's quite a big difference in time actually. I mean, granted, it has had 3 militia popped out, but even still.
Yes.
As BacT hits Feudal Age, actually gone to stone. Looks like he has got 4 on stone. Dropping that market, going to drop that blacksmith too. There we go, look at that. Actually, interesting placement that market, but there you go. But having that 4 in a stone does mean it looks like he's probably going to go for the plumed archers route. He sends 2 more towards stone. Going to make that 6. Actually having 5 on gold now as well. Actually quite a lot there on gold. Normally have like 3 to 4. $6.96 food, 290 gold. Nearly plenty enough. Actually going to buy the food there. Sold 100 stone, bought a bit of food with that, and he's going to click up just now actually. There we go. On the way to Castle Edge, he goes. Going to hit there at 15:30, which is a monstrous time right now. Up before even JonSnow hits the Feudal Age at this point. Now JonSnow has now started to wall up his own side. Now he's a palisade to build what exactly? Probably to build walls actually on the other side here. Try and buy him more time. No, instead he has 3 bills coming forward. 4 bills, in fact. Looks like it's going to be a cheeky tower being placed right outside those houses. Going to go for a very aggressive route here. Now, BacT probably already sees this with that villager who's already putting a house up. Puts a stone gate behind it. We'll put a couple more tiles of stone as well. And he'll look to try and secure himself completely. I'm not sure how effective this rush from JonSnow is going to be. I mean, he's not on water, hasn't got the water bonus for one thing. And 2, BacT's already up at an impressive rate as well, so should be able to defend this quite easily. That's right, cheeky tower is being thrown up. I mean, it is cheeky. I mean, like how you know, the guy's fully walling and he just throws a tower right next to him, so he knows it's happening. But JonSnow's up actually. He's got to the castle age and we'll up there about a couple minutes later, but he can punch through those palisades there on the right-hand side, which he probably wants to do. As BacT continues to further wall behind him, more stone will be thrown up. Really doesn't allow JonSnow to get in here. I'm not sure if it's already gained BacT, but it's looking pretty good for him at this point. I mean, he's going to hit Castle Age, but won't have enough stone. Actually, if he buys it with the goal that he currently has, which he has got 341, which definitely is on the cards. Yeah, he's going to put the castle right here, it looks like, I think. Just waiting for that stone to come in. Just need 30 more stone, actually. There we go. Now he drops it all off, and then he's going to put it right about here, I think. Right about here would be nice. There we go. Actually, going to put it even a little bit further forward than I thought. He's going to put it right about there. Trying to get in, but taking a little bit too long for JonSnow to get in. This castle will go up for sure, and he knows it will take the tower out completely. He'll be able to get plumes out as well and start get going. Even a galley comes out right now from BacT. Such smart play here. Go across between the shoreline and pick off those villagers. Now he's going to try and stonewall behind this now. Looks like he's going to have to go on the defensive here. Smarty, it's so kind of you to say such comments like that. I know I don't want to sound arrogant, but yeah, I know. It happens. I'm kidding. Gets those stone walls up right now, and now it looks like to me that JonSnow's going to have to go on defensive here. As he's just about to hit the castle age just now. What are his resources looking like? Well, he's got not actually an awful amount of resources, really. He can probably just throw down one town centre if he feels like it, but I think he's got to go for a siege workshop. Nope. Going to put down a monastery instead and going to go for the monks route, but this is interesting. He's going for the monks. I'm not too sure how effective it's going to be against plumes. Plumed archers in a good enough amount of mass. Let's say you've got like 5 plumed archers or 6 with the fletching at least. Can do some good work. Second monastery now gets dropped down plenty of gold, so monks are not going to be a problem in terms of production. So he already queues up 2 in that first one. BacT, meanwhile, how's he doing? Got 2 TCs up, pumping out villages, and he's just literally taking the water by force here and just taking all that free fish. Not even getting any disruption at all. It's so incredible. Now he's going to get this transport ship out, of course. He's going to load those plumes in and just drop on the other side. Forget about the walls, my friend. You're just going to get landed across. And this is what happens when you give up the water completely. Not even contesting it. As now a fire ship also from BacT comes out, just looking to scout for any cheeky docks that are thrown up by JonSnow. It's going to be the case, though. What? Don't tell me he's going to put that. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, it's good BacT to destroy that galley, but I thought for a second then, I was like, well, it's actually going to convert a galley. As those 4 plume guys come in right now, looks like trying to kill 1. 1 goes down. Kills 2 bugs right now, it looks like. Oh, get up really close here. Kills 1. Gonna kill that 3rd one. 3 bugs for 1 plumed archer. In terms of trade, that's such a good deal there for BacT. Another monk now pops out. Bit longer range this time though, so he could actually convert another plumed archer here, but BacT will move away now and try and find somewhere else to pick off. Those plumed archers trying to get in there. Just can't finish the job though. Lacking that bodkin arrow, so couldn't kill that 1 villager. And it will get away. Current villagers right now, 41 to 38. JonSnow is still on the 1 TC actually. How's he doing on the resources? Okay, he's got 355 food. Getting tons of stone right now. Looks like he wanted to get a castle of sorts potentially. Try and place defensively. Put those 4 villagers away from that lumber camp as it is under threat. And making another one close by actually. Looking to try and be out of range from those plumed archers. I would have thought, what's the point of making that lumber camp and just put them over here? One's already made and not all the villagers are onto it. So I think it's a much more efficiency to go over there really. Something just died just then. Looks like another monk just get picked up as another set of 5 plumes just come in right now. Dude does convert to 3 plumes right now. 4 plumes, and not a single monk goes down as they heal each other back up. And that was a nice win there for JonSnow. Fast Imperial, well, I thought that for a second. I mean, he's edging a little bit closer to it, but he has just bought a couple of 100 more stones, so potentially not. I really wants to get a castle up. Now, where's he going to place his castle? Could be here by the main stone, or could be just right next to the monasteries in general. But I think he wants to get it here. This is the weak point that he currently has, with his plumed archers being dropped off, of course. It's close to the shore, the swampy, I don't know what to call it. I just call it swamp, whatever. I used to know what it's called completely, but I've forgotten now. I think a bit of a brain fart. As this transport ship now takes those plumed archers and tries to drop them off somewhere else. But look at JonSnow's walls. He's really making sure he's not getting to his base wherever he's coming from right now. JonSnow saying he's not fun. Well, I mean, I'm not going to lie, but this is not like a map where monks is on your own side is going to be that particularly effective. He drops that castle right next to the shore. As now he says fun now, and what's going on here? That transport ship. He's going to find absolutely nothing here. He can't get anywhere in now. Now that castle will come up, of course. Can't be denied actually because there's no plumed archers in sight. A few plumed archers of JonSnow's own from those conversions. And he's going to try and convert a fishing ship, it seems. Come on, convert it! No. Oh, that was so close. Does pick up that relic though, and we'll take that back to his monastery. Of course, Aztec's going to get that 33% extra relic bonus, which is going to be really nice. I think, yeah, of course, it is going to go up to Imperial and Fast Imp, but this is not exactly a Fast Imp of sorts. It's going to be, what, 27-minute Imperial right now. It is about to click up, of course. BacT, meanwhile, look at him as well. He's actually been on 3 TCs, and he's going to click up right now as well at exactly a pretty much identical time here. He's going to get 2 castles as well, so in terms of the treble that will probably unfold, it's definitely going to be in favour of BacT, that's for sure, as he now clicks up only 16 seconds difference. Drops now that gate. He really needs second castle, that's for sure. Can he actually afford another one by the time it gets to Imperial? Well, it's a couple more minutes before he does hit it, and he's only got 200 stones, so looking a little bit unlikely it seems. Polaris are now dropped off, but they can't find anything to kill really. They can try and go behind his wood line and try and harass those villagers, but still only got the +1, so I'm not even sure it actually can hit them, so got to be careful of that. Not much to talk about right now. Got quite passive at this point as they both prepare for the Imperial Age. Second castle now comes out from BacT. Puts up very close to the first one. And I like the position he's going to put in because he wants to get those trebs out to start hitting on this castle, so it's a good job there for him. Handcart now being done as well, and look at the villager count slowly increasing. I mean, he's having his entire TC idle as he goes up, whilst BacT can still pump out from at least 2 TCs and get those villager numbers on the go, so really good for him. Bodkin arrow now being done as well, and gold mining being done from JonSnow. Still no second castle. A third monastery now gets dropped off, of course. He's going to go heavy into the monks, of course. Going to get that block printing, probably get theocracy at the same time, and you'll be looking pretty set to go. Of course, having extra 5 HP for each monk tech. These monks get pretty beastly. There we go. Imperial Age is now in. And GG being asked from JonSnow. I was like, hey, GG. And now BacT goes and says GG as he hits Imperial Age. And now JonSnow says GG. And he actually resigns. I think he just realised that there's no way he can push it in, of course. He's against mines now in late Imperial. With 2 castles against 1, which means his castle's going to go down. And there's just not a lot that he can currently do. He hasn't got control of the water. Well, there you go. That's the first game. Quite a quick game, actually, when you talk about it. 27 minutes. Looking at the quick achievements here, it literally don't know what to talk about in the army perspective. Eco-wise, strips ahead of JonSnow here. 2,000 more gold, but he was going heavy monks, so there you go. And well, that's pretty much it. I mean, the vill count also miles ahead for BacT there. GG, well played. What now? Is it his home map? I think it's BacT's home map. I'm not too sure. What is it? Game 1 is Sponsor's Choice, and Game 2 is something else. Clearly. But no, GG well played. Was a quick one, but I can't understand completely why. Yeah, why was he making monk? This wasn't arena. Yeah, it wasn't arena, but you know, he just likes monks. I mean, why not? He's Aztecs. Screw it. He picks Aztecs for a mega random, which was quite surprising as well. Yeah. Game 2 is home map of current champion, of course, and Game 3 is home map of challenger. So it's pretty much going to be either at this point. BacT's map. He's got 3 map choices which he's picked. He's picked Islands, Baltic, and Migration. I don't know which order they're in or which one he's going to pick, but I think he's going to pick out of the 3, I think he's going to go with Islands. That's my guess, out of the 3 first. Right, so we've got a bit of time here. Tara's saying, let's not swim. Let's not do any water. I don't feel like going up for it.
Connected.
BacT's not going to care. He's just going to go straight in.
Channel switched.
What, T90? You're gonna take a break? Oh, I told you to come in here, and you're taking a break. I think I wore him out yesterday of that marathon. That's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna sit in his TeamSpeak room and just have a bit of pity to myself. Anyway, don't go change those scores. Actually, it is 1-0. Got to keep on top of that. Actually, it is 1-0 currently to BacT. Oh, there we go. And I'm just gonna do it for this one here as well. Sorry about the black screen. There we go. We're all back now. All good in the hood. All good in the hood right now is BacT has left for a second. Well, BacT actually might change his home map. I mean he's actually so annoyed about water. He's like, I don't want to play water. I hate swimming and so on. And BacT's like, well, if you really want to change, we can change. I'll pick like an Arabia or something. So that's fine. Get some music going. Game 4 will be El Dorado version 5. That's fine. Normally it is caster choice, but actually Ashby's done the favour for me and actually picked game 4 for the game and actually picked El Dorado, so that's fine. Fix the layover. What's wrong with the layover? What's wrong with the overlay? It's fine. Well, I don't know. Yeah. Well. I just put the overlay up. I mean, I probably could have seen it and maybe changed it, but... So game 4 will be Metropolis now? What? Okay, I'm now confused what's going on about game 4, but... For now though, just gonna wait until game number 2. Smarty, I think you are still drunk. So apparently, BacT's going to keep one of his maps to be Island, of course. But he's going to change Migration and Baltic. And it's actually going to be, looks like it's going to be Arabia, actually. Arabia is one of the home maps for BacT. Being quite kind here, actually, for JonSnow. And actually giving up his preferred maps just to make it more land and probably a bit more fun. And actually a little bit more even, probably. They're just now getting to the game room, of course. Just going to wait for that game 2 to start. Now, it's going to be Arabia, which pretty much means that BacT's going to pick Mayans once again. And I'm probably going to see Aztecs come out from JonSnow. We might see Aztecs come from BacT, but he loves Mayans. One minute 30 spectator delay. It has started counting down now, guys, as we look to move into game number 2. The home map pool of the current champion, which is BacT, and I think he's picking Arabia, so... There we go, 30 seconds to go now. I'm going to cut the music. Cut the music! To get in now, it's like 0-0-0, so we're just joining in any second right now, guys, as we're going to enter into game number 2. For all intents and purposes, I'll start saying it again as well as YouTube VODs. And here we go, game number 2. And it's going to be Arabia, of course. Green Arabia, the map type it will be, actually, instead of being the desert. As it was randomly generated. And of course, actually, interestingly enough, it's actually going to be complete reverse of what I was predicting in the blue, which just started off. It's JonSnow here. Not in the red, actually, from last game. But anyway, blue he is. It's going to pick Mayans, actually, for the Arabia game here. And, well, let's have a look at the map type for him. He's actually got a fairly forwardish gold, actually, but has got this cliff edge nearby, so can wall across it to keep it nice and safe. He has got a forest at the back of the TC, of course, but it's in parallel towards, of course, BacT's base over here, so it sounds like your backwood. That's his backwood there next to his secondary gold, and, well, the rest of the map, though, very forward stone as the man's not something the best idea in the world. He really wants to keep it nice and safe towards the back of the map, but, again, once more, these cliff edges here really helping him out here in terms of wall-offs. And actually wall off the base pretty nicely. Walls, of course, looking quite safe, one on the back and one to the south of the TC and quite far away, so pretty unlikely that BacT can seal it, but we'll see if he doesn't anyway. Forward barriers as well, so actually quite far away from the TC, so if Drush comes along from BacT, which is quite likely, make sure it's got to try and keep that protected. Anyway, though, in the red corner, we're going to have here Tyrant BacT, currently 1-0 up. This is his home map. It's going to be Arabia, as I've already mentioned, and he's playing as Aztecs. Now, I thought it was the opposite way around. I was thinking BacT's going to play Mayans, but looks like he wants to go with the Aztec route. Quite a comfortable choice, though. It is still a Meso Sim, and I think he's extremely proficient with it. So looking at the map for him right now, he's got a back goal there, but on that slight hill, which isn't exactly ideal. Has got a back wood line to go to, and actually 2 of them practically, which is looking pretty good for him. Forward wood line, and a forward berries as well, but close to the deer patch. A double deer patch, in fact, so looks like he's going to push some of those deer in already, but that's very nice. He gets a mill on the other side and starts taking those deer, and not too much of a walking distance to the mill, so definitely on the cards, that's for sure. As he pushes that first deer in right now. Oh, just waiting. There we go. Takes the shot and brings it in, of course, because the next villager onto that wood line right now. Even more deers up to the north of his TC. That's He's just hit the lottery right now, but I don't think he's going to take all those deers in. Let's just point out to everyone that the amount of food he's got available to him is pretty disgusting. In terms of wall-off, as for concern, he has got 2 stone piles in the front of his base, his main one and his secondary. It's also his second goal being very far out, but it is on this sort of plateau here, but not like very high or very small one, quite a large plateau. So can easily get a couple of TCs on it just fine, but it's very far out though. Might just put a TC here and a TC back here later on in the game. It's probably his best idea. He brings that first boar in right now as the gold rush continues from the chat. Takes that first boar, and this is what I absolutely love. I love those games when you just take that boar, and the boar is just sitting there and taking the punishment. Not attacking in the villages, which keeps them nice and healthy. Goes to those berries right now. Is he going to put that mill? I really want to know. He might put it here for safety, but I really want to put... Okay, there we go. Now he's going to put it on the other side. That's what I want to see. Have a look right now for JonSnow. What's he doing? Already putting a house out. I like this already. Already starting that wall off. Puts a house down here. Might put the barracks if he really feels like. But no, it's going to come up the palisades instead. As to already start that wall off. I'll be honest, I'm not the new men. Yeah, I won't consider that. I think I'm very different. I'll be honest. Brings that second boar in right now. Not much to talk about, of course. I mean, this is just sort of Dark Age. We're still waiting for those drushes to come out. We're still waiting for the game to develop. I'm gonna bring that actually a very nice, comfortable timing. Actually, a little bit early, but. He actually just swoops it round. Takes a little bit longer, of course, with that Illumi that he has. It should be absolutely fine. Who is JonSnow? It's Terror. If you don't know who JonSnow is, he's Terror. If you don't know who Terror is, he's JonSnow. He's a 2K plus player, generally more for Arena and Black Forest games. So it's actually interesting to see him play on these type of maps, being Arabia and so on.
Dadgum.
Oh, looks like JonSnow will run the Eagle underneath the TC. Will lose it though. And actually, surprisingly, BacT doesn't lose any of those sheep from the TC fire, which is a miracle considering how close they were. But lose that scout, which is just hugely important in all this. He's mines, and there's probably going to be a 5-man drush coming out from BacT, and he really needs that Eagle scout to get involved, of course, in the drush. Not to do extra damage, but also to try and micro it and pull away some of those militias. So he's up against it right now. He's also lost the scouts that are further on in terms of the scouting information that he really wants to find out. He wants to know exactly what BacT's up to. He wants to know how many people he's got on gold, what's the wood lines looking like, how many militias are being made, are there any more, is he going forward? So now, BacT's very comfortable. He's got a lot on his agenda. He can do a lot of things right now. He's got so many options. But he's going to probably play it quite safe. Where is that barracks, actually? Oh, there it is. There's that barracks there. Coming quite close to that wood line, of course. But it's in a nice, comfortable position. He's actually going to click up to the feudal age here. I was surprised by that barracks timing, but he's going to go potentially a man-at-arms rush here. There you go. Putting that mining camp already. Going to get 2 on that gold, probably, as he pumps those militias before going to man-at-arms. And we can already see those walls coming out from JonSnow. And thank God he's mines, because having those cheaper walls does mean that at least he saves a little bit of wood, because these are pretty extensive walling. But he will protect himself though, so any militia coming over, or even any man-at-arms, will mean that, well, we're going to get into his base anytime soon. As 4 militias are now made actually. Could be looking for a 5th actually, as that last villager comes in from that gold. Carrying that important 10 gold, and there we go. Now he's going to make that 5th militia, but because he doesn't know that BacT's actually going to go for what is going to be a forward man-at-arms rush here, as he now sends out 4 villagers here with those militia. Looks like JonSnow wants to play that sort of style that he prefers, very much closed map situation here. Now starts to gather a bit more, and there we go, there's those 5 militia right now. They pop out right now. Now BacT knows, because he saw the flags have gone, as those 5 militia now walk out, and they're going to actually walk right into the path of those 3 militia and those villagers. Oh dear. This could be disastrous for BacT, or even for JonSnow for the matter. Now he cottons onto it, they're going to get involved of course, but JonSnow cannot fight this. There's too many militia and definitely too many villagers for him to take up this on. Now he knows up into the feudal age, probably going to be seeing that all-important man-at-arms. There it is, that man-at-arms upgrade is coming in right now. And now JonSnow's got to take the fight. He's going to go towards the hill. What can he pick off, actually? He does pick off one militia, 1-for-1 trade so far, and now he's going to try and drag away all those militia, but no, looks like BacT's going to ignore it. He knows that he's going to get man-at-arms. He's going to come forward with those villagers to drop a tower and try and get into that base, of course. Double bit attacks also being done. And now JonSnow's turning around. I thought he was going to try and go for a counter-attack, but it looks like instead that he's going to try and defend what he can here. Here comes that first tower, of course. Right outside those walls, and as those man-at-arms try to chip away, of course, JonSnow sends a couple of villagers to try and quickly wall it up, but there's an eagle on the other side that can try and deny those villagers from doing so. Now in come those militia from JonSnow as he tries to fight this, but the man-at-arms getting involved too, and does pick up another militia, making this definitely stay. They're fully up man-at-arms, full strength as well, and these militia are just not going to cut the mustard as they try and pull it away, but actually traps one villager inside with that scout and will kill it, maybe? Wow, does kill it, but looks like he's going to lose that villager as it is trapped in its own palisade walls. Down goes that villager, but sacrificed himself for the good of the team, it seems, as all those militia now get cleaned up of JonSnow. As he is halfway up to feudal age, he just needs to buy himself a little bit more time. Has got those double palisade walls up, so is going to delay him, which is actually really good. But actually, though, hasn't walled up this little corner here, and BacT knows this. He's going to start chipping away with those man-at-arms, and also with that tower. Now a palisade wall also now coming out once more from JonSnow, looking to further wall behind it as those man-at-arms now come in, of course. Drops that second tower inside his base, and quick walls coming out. Nice work there from JonSnow, looking to try and protect his economy. Now he's got some even quicker walls coming out right now. Can he get it done? But looks like not in time. Those 3 man-at-arms now come in. That one villager looks pretty dead, if you ask me, as that next tower comes up, going to deny some farming space and those berries as well. Now bringing all of those into the fight right now. One does manage to escape alive. And there we go, into the feudal age that JonSnow now is. And what's he going to do? He's got to try and drop a counter tower. There we go. There's this counter tower right now, right next to the goal. It's going to protect that. Also to take out this tower as well. We'll try and stop the advancement, of course. Has walled up this other side as well with this palisade, so will make it increasingly difficult for BacT to continue the tower rush as another villager falls trying to kill these man-at-arms. One does go down, but still a pretty good trade as that tower is now up. Now he can clean up the rest of this, but this tower will go up, it seems. Can't get denied. Oh, can it be? Will it be? 95%. Looks like it is going to go up. He's not focusing the tower, and it does go up, but the villagers underneath it, of course, was actually a good result there for JonSnow. We'll take this tower out pretty quickly. But be careful, though, not to lose any villagers. Looks like BacT's going to abandon it, though. Does lose one villager to the tower fire, actually. And that tower does go down. That's actually really important there for JonSnow. Protects that gold, protects his wood line. There's that next tower, though. Change of plans from BacT. Going to go towards more the center here. It's like 2 villagers actually went down from this tower here, actually, so that's a good job there. Villager counts, though, 28 for 31. So there's BacT. Let's do increasingly step up the lead here. Quite a good number of idle vills, of course. As looks to me that JonSnow's been thrown off completely here. Actually has the stone for another tower, actually. How the hell does he have another tower? Ah, he's going mining stone outside here, of course. I was wondering where he's depleted that palisade there and went out to mine it. Good thinking there from JonSnow. We'll get that tower up now to counter this. Now the tower wall continues. We'll stop those man-at-arms and trying to breach in. Of course, drops another house as well behind it. Sorry, yeah, I'm talking quite a lot. But there's a lot of action going on right now, which is probably explaining why. At least those 3 farms. Oof. Alright. I can now take a breather. How's BacT doing the resources here? Well, he's got 400 gold in the bank. Okay. I don't see any archering just so. I don't think he's making any archers anytime soon. At least with that bank of gold, though, that if he drops a market, he can try and buy himself up later on. But looks like instead, he's going to send those 3 villagers round, probably drop a tower, but we can already see an outpost being put down by JonSnow. He will scout out this tower being put up and quickly react, of course, make a counter tower once more, and there we go. Got plenty more villagers onto it, and we'll deny this from BacT. BacT looks like he will destroy it. What BacT could do is sneakily go around to this little corner here. I think that's what he's trying to do. No, he drops it back a little bit further, actually. Gonna get the wheelbarrow, it seems. That's actually nice thinking from there. JonSnow got that blacksmith in the market down, actually. He's gonna get the fletching. We're just gonna upgrade those towers for extra range, which is really nice. Having that 9 range does mean, actually, once it's complete, he might actually be able to hit those villagers there. I don't think BacT's got fletching. No, BacT hasn't got fletching. There we go. Now I can actually hit that tower from that range, and we'll have to put those villagers inside it if he wants to get rid of that tower, of course. But for now, actually, I think instead he's going to try and cut the trees here. Doesn't want to waste any more villager time, as now a house gets put in front of it. Just probably to wall that tower in. Not else a lot going on right now. I think JonSnow just wants to try and get up as soon as possible right now. Putting more farms towards the back of the map and even dropping down an extra mill as well, just to keep that farming eco nice and efficient. But right now, looks like another cheeky tower trying to be put down by BacT on the stone. But once again, another outpost being put down by JonSnow puts this information in his hand, and that's it. Drops down another counter tower, of course, and looks like actually they will come up at actually a relatively similar time. That man-at-arm tries to harass those villagers. Both towers once again go up. Will actually deny the stone gathering for a little bit, but for now. Actually, wow, picked on another villager as well from that tower. That's a good job there from JonSnow. Picking up more and more vills, and now he's taking the vill lead there. He hasn't got wheelbarrow, mind you, though, but if you take that off, actually, I think they're actually even across the borders. More stone walls that have been put up from JonSnow to stop these man-at-arms getting another tower also try to be put up. And this forces yet another tower. So much stone has just been mined here from JonSnow. So many towers being put up in reaction. So he now clears that one tower. And actually, BacT's forced to stop building that tower. That's one a little bit further behind, but there's no way it's going to be hitting. Oh, it's actually an outpost. Okay. Well, I guess we must try and get some more information, of course, but meh. The outpost really isn't going to be doing a lot there, I don't think. BacT has clicked up, though, first to Castle Age, though. He is actually 1/3 up. Thanks to that Aztec eco being actually pretty strong there. Been untouched, only a couple of villagers actually been really sent forward, whilst JonSnow's been sending all kinds of villagers to keep building counter towers and just basically trying to build back of the eco. He will be probably clicking up shortly, it seems. Oh, he's miles away. Looks like another tower is going to be dropped here. But it is in full range actually of this tower. Yeah, actually out of range of the town centre. But it is in range of this tower, so you probably should load it up with villagers here. Now, with BacT going to Castle Age, of course, it's actually getting scale mail armour. So to me, which is pretty obvious, it's going to go for the Eagles here. Of course, with those armour upgrades, it's actually pretty strong in this sort of scenario here. Normally you see Eagles in the Imperial Age with Aztecs, but you can do them in the Castle Age in these situational circumstances. This is one of them. You might drop the second racks, maybe the third racks, just outside the doors of... Yeah, there we are, just outside the doors of JonSnow's base. He's got the access to his base, and JonSnow hasn't completely walled his base in, so things go flying on through the town centre and hit this wood line, hit the back of the food economy. As JonSnow now clicks up to Castle Age, but too little too late, my friend, as BacT's about to hit it any second now, and we'll be seeing a chainmail armour upgrade, and... Look at the gold count that he currently has. Plenty of Eagle Warriors now starting to be pumped out, it seems. Looking for that chainmail armour. Not just yet. Now Siege Workshop also been dropped. BacT just bought 100 stone as well. yet seeing any of the Eagles being rushing in yet, but just yet. But he is probably waiting for that chainmail armor. And he is probably waiting for a good number of those Eagles to be queued up, ready to throw them out. Well, there's plenty of towers actually in the economy of JonSnow, though. It does mean that he can put those villagers inside. The only weak point, however, is that wood line, as he actually takes 6 villagers off the wood. I think he wants to drop a castle here, it looks like. Probably his best position. He puts some walls here, maybe put a quick house or two there, and then puts the castle there to try and protect it. Should be okay, but uh-oh, here come these Eagle Warriors. I know that song, Here Come the Girls, well, here come the Eagle Warriors, and the +2 armor. You can take a little bit of a punch here. As the Eagles come streaming in right now. JonSnow really up against it seems. Loses 1 villager so far, but look at the idols right now. 21 idle villagers out of 43 vills. And the Eagles just come streaming in. Look at that, he's literally in a big pickle right now. He is in the castle age right now. How's his resources looking? Has he got enough for a castle? Well, plenty for a castle. Might drop it back here, it seems. Thank you, Cortana. I don't need any help. Thank you. There we go. Now try and build a castle, but still not going to be the perfect spot as those Eagles just dive underneath the town centre. And actually denying the actual castle placement as it's standing over the structure. And oh boy, now also comes a forward cast from BacT. Go fully aggressive here. Also a forward manging up, like getting taken out by a tower. And yeah, GG being called. That was just brilliant work there from BacT, keeping him nice and contained. Actually doing a lot more eco disruption than I thought, actually. And despite all the best efforts there from JonSnow to do those counter towers, it just wasn't enough, I don't think. And whew, once those Eagles just came in with that forward castle, and yeah, that was just looking pretty rough. He has to be up earlier than his opponent to make this work, and unfortunately that was not the case. GG, well played though. Second game goes to the home map of BacT, that being Arabia, and well, the stats looking in his favour, of course. That plenty of more food, just thanks to the fact that there was no towers in his base and literally no eco disruption whatsoever. Wood count also in his favour, but not by that much, and even the gold collecting, and even the stone too. And the uptimes as well, of course, being in his favour. And the villager count being actually even, but doesn't matter. It's all about how efficient you are with those villagers. And JonSnow wasn't efficient enough, it seems. And there we go, 2-0 so far for BacT. Now it's going to be the home map of JonSnow. Probably going to be seeing either Black Forest or Arena. But we'll just update those scores quickly. 2-0 there. Sorry about the black screen. 2-0 there. There we go. So GG, well played. So yeah, JonSnow did a good defense. I think he did the right things. He walled, he put towers up, counter towers up. He didn't actually make any army. He didn't need to because the towers were doing just fine. But the problem was that the eco got quite harassed regardless on the farming eco. He lost a couple of villages on there, and he was so focused on putting the towers up with so many villages. I mean, BacT was sending like 1 or 2 villages per tower each time, and we were seeing JonSnow putting up like 8 villages for a tower because he had to put it up, you know, because he was in a defensive position. It's always better to be on the aggressive, I think, in those circumstances. Your eco's being safe, and you're putting your opponent under pressure, which allows them to make mistakes. And of course, they couldn't macro efficiently. Whereas as long as you can kind of keep it up yourself, then you're definitely going to be ahead. And we saw that from BacT. Plus, he's also Aztecs, and that Aztec carrying bonus is actually pretty huge. I mean, Maine's got 20% more resources in terms of efficiency that they can collect, but in terms of actual gathering speed and gathering efficiency, it's definitely going the Aztec early game. And BacT used that to full effect. We didn't see the casual Aztec 5-man rush into crossbows, and that's actually smart of him. He knew that he probably couldn't take it up in the castle age if JonSnow got plumes out. So he knew he had to be playing quite aggressive, and he did that perfectly. Killing that scout early game as well was beautiful. It just gave him all that freedom in the world to do his strategy without getting caught out. And so there you go. And JonSnow was like, crap, there's like 5 militia coming out from him with 4 villagers forward, and I'm only halfway up to feudal, like basically squeaky bum time. But nonetheless though, we're into game 3 right now actually, by the time I was finished there, and here we go. It's going to be, welcome Game number 3. 2-0 up for BacT right now, but it's just going to be JonSnow's home map. And JonSnow picks it, of course. What else but Arena? Extremely experienced Arena player, but actually BacT not too bad at Arena himself. I think he's, you know, top player. So, and I saw him playing with Eddie earlier, so in the game room. So he looks like he's been practicing ready for this matchup. And it's going to be in the blue, JonSnow, and he's playing Turks. Turks on Arena looks to me potentially a fast Imperial. Ooh, this could be pretty fancy stuff. Let's have a look from the map though for JonSnow. His gold though is looking a little bit interesting. It is fairly safe, but when you're up against an Aztec player that's like BacT, if he actually gets through those walls, you know, with the Monk Siege push, could be a little bit in trouble here. But we might see a defensive castle being placed here if we do see that from JonSnow. Might be okay there. Rest of the map though has got decent berries, of course backstone as well, actually also back gold, so all is not lost in that department. Of course, and the rest of that being mostly wood, as you expect. His Arena has got 1 relic inside his base and 2 right by his gate. That's actually ridiculous. That's actually really good for him. So let's introduce BacT right now, who's playing in the red here as Aztec. Of course, Aztec with those monks makes him such a superior monk plays, of course, when it comes to Arena. Like you can't deny them. Like Saracen and Aztec, those are the trump cards you want to play in Arena. But he's against Turks, so it'll be interesting how this matchup goes up in this place. So this could be the game. This could be the turning point right now for JonSnow. This is his home map. This is where I think he's probably most comfortable actually beating BacT on his own terms on. I mean, I don't discredit BacT. He's brilliant at Arena, but I'm not too sure how he's going to be up to this. Anyway, though, BacT's home map, again, very forward gold, though, which is actually a lot worse, I think, than JonSnow's. Also, secondary stone on the outside of those stone walls. Secondary gold, also very close to his walls, which isn't that very good for him. Has got a backstone, meanwhile, though, so all is not lost. And, of course, he has got those back berries. Actually, 2 sets of berries. Interesting. As he brings that first ball in now. Relics-wise, though, for Aztecs, I mean, that relic bonus being such a big thing. Well, nowhere in sight. I mean, all the relics, I think, are definitely in JonSnow's favour. So I need to win at least 1. Well, now we've got over the introductions and all that. Now we're going to sit here and probably wait for the action to get going. Now, Turks have got a good... This is what I love about Turks. They've actually got a few strategies up his sleeve. You can go, of course, like I said, that fast Imperial option, which I would love to see, but I'm not sure we may see it. I've seen a few times on Black Forest where Turks have gone for the fast Imperial. I know it's Arena, which is a bit different, but the Aztec player just went also fast Imperial, going for that block printing, just converted everything. But yeah, they could go for that fast Imperial. They could just go for a complete Castle Age play, drop a castle on the front here, which will actually secure those 3 relics and even that 4th relic there. Get a monastery, pick up those relics quickly, and then try and go for that fast Imperial play. So I'm going to back JonSnow here in this game. I think he's actually got a good couple. He's very versatile at Arena. I think the Turk pick was actually quite smart, and the map is definitely in his favour by a long shot. So, as there is a quick pause, I just have that sneaky feeling that JonSnow is going to pull out a pretty good game here. That second born looks like it's going to come to BacT. Slight pause here as actually BacT's pushing in those deer from outside his gate. Okay, Smarty. Look, my predictions may not have worked out as well, but when we talk about predictions, I did predict JonSnow was going to win at Arena against, it was, I can't remember who it was now, but I did predict it correctly, and I did win that one. So when it comes to Arena predictions, I think I'm actually pretty sound on this one. I actually have some credit. Aztecs do get siege onagers, yes, you're absolutely right, but the thing about Turks though in his late Imperial is that if you get the artillery, you got a 14 range bombard cannon, even bombard towers with 15 range. So with Aztecs, you only get siege engineers, meaning you get like 9 range. You're against 9 range against 14 and 15 range on bombard towers. So you're kind of a bit in a pickle because you really want to. That 14 range, which is a little bit of micro, you can just snipe those siege onagers. I don't think we'll be seeing siege onagers. Maybe we will, but I think this game won't be as long as everyone thinks. 13 range? I thought it was 14 range. They get 14 range, don't they?
Yes.
As far as I remember, they get 14 range bombard cannons, not 13.
Yes.
I think yeah, they do. They get okay, now I'm questioning myself, but I feel like they get 14 range, don't they? Nonetheless, though, game's been unpaused and. So yeah, traps we probably could see. Aztecs, I think the Aztec has to play very aggressive here. It has to go very far forward with the Siege Workshop and the Monastery. It has to get up miles ahead of the Turk player. And of course, that Aztec early eco, that's definitely possible. We're going to go for that Siege Monk play. And well, what's that house? Got a fair few in the berries and got plenty of people on food at the same time. Yeah, they should only get 13, but with the artillery, they should get 8 plus 5, which should be 13. Yeah, you're right. I don't know why I thought 15 range and bombard towers. I was just thinking plus 2 on 13 is 15. That's how it's going. I don't know why I thought 13 range. So you are right, it is 13 range. I was just confusing myself. The curse of the caster, of course, you always muddle yourself up. People who are casters. Tony will agree. I can have some support. And then Tony will be like, no. I never make mistakes. There we go, going to that goal right now for BacT. Says a couple more. And there we go, up to Feudal Age first he goes here on 26 pop actually, not 25, I'm going to go with 26. JonSnow just not yet. Now actually, I really want to focus here on JonSnow. What's he going for here? I feel like he's really going to go for that fast Imperial option. He's already dropped 4 farms. He's actually saying something to stone. So actually, I'm probably wrong here. Oh yeah, they would be disgustingly OP 15 range bombard towers. That is true. God, that's awful for me to think that. And there we go, up to Feudal Age now goes. Gonna go with the 28 pop route here. He sends the 3rd person to stone, probably maybe a 4th person just a second. Plenty of farms down, plenty of food income going, but hasn't taken any deer actually. I don't see it. Where are his deer? Oh, they're over here actually, outside those walls, quite far away. So he's had to go for that farming route, of course. Plenty of farms been dropped, but of course you really don't want to make those farms because a lot of wood gets taken into account and kind of slows you down a little bit. BacT about to hit Feudal Age soon. Pushing in that last deer, of course, really wants to get those deer just because so he can try and click up as fast as possible. So those 2 villagers now get queued up inside, and we'll take that in just a second. I'm sorry. It's a little bit slower this cast just because of the fact that it is arena, so there's only so much I can do here. Feudal Age he goes. Drop that blacksmith, drop that market. There goes the blacksmith. Interesting thing is actually this tree by the stone walls. Now if I was JonSnow, or if I want to be extremely cheeky, like I like cheeky plays, but if he can actually get in there, chop that tree and palisade, I think he can. Like, some people say it's down to, like, leaves and stuff.
Yes.
But I think that's definitely a palisadable tree. Where you chop the tree down to its, like, this bit here and palisade over it. If he does that, JonSnow, and puts, you know, some Janissaries through, I will give that man a personal medal. I'll buy one, I'll send one to him out wherever he lives, and just say, well done, sir. You have just won the Mulmano's Cheeky Award, where you got something ballsy. Meanwhile, though, that scout can pick up that Aztec Eagle Warrior, of course, because having that +2 attack now means that he can pick up the fight. And, well, BacT's scout actually quite weak there at 15 HP, as really wants to get stuck in the action. But BacT will go and send it back to TC, drop it inside maybe, and heal it up. BacT up now to the cast stage. Going to get that 15-12 timing nice and quick. JonSnow yet to click up at this point. Going up on 30 pop. Yep. Really trying to get that last bit of food in, of course. That tree can't be deleted because of the max. Oh, that sucks. That's so annoying. Oh, that's so annoying. I wish it could have done. It has leaves under it. That's such a stupid rule. If it's a straggler tree, oh, it's oak forest tree and there's a forest tree. Ah, okay, right. Right, okay, now it makes sense. But that still sucks though. I really want that tree to be an oak forest tree. Now I know, if it's an oak forest tree, it can be chopped. Important stuff. Like, what the hell? That's not a forest tree. I mean, like, why would that be in the middle of nowhere? These are forest trees. I know I'm talking a lot about trees here, but there's no action going on, and I really want to focus on this. Oh, if I only could have cut that one out. My dream is over. Horse color being done right now, and there's BacT just want to hit the card stage, of course. Just gonna wait. I'm just gonna drop that monastery, I think. Actually, has only 3 on the gold. Interesting. Card stage he goes. Drops down that TC. Actually, gonna put a second TC next to that secondary gold pile in that woodland, which is a nice move for him. Actually, gonna go 3 TCs. Wow. Okay. So comfortable in that uptime that he's just gonna go for a 3 TC mini boom. Well, I really need to play Arena more because I was not expecting this from BacT, to be honest. Getting that Bosal now. There are never stragglers next to the walls in Arena. Okay, right. At least I know that for future. But at least, Max, at least give me that hope of actually knowing that there could have been a possibility of a straggler chop. I wanted that hope. The dream was real. Those 3 TCs now get dropped, of course. JonSnow finally hits the cast stage, and he's actually going to go out forward here with these villagers. Dropping down that monastery. I think BacT probably went for the boom here, because he probably scouted the map and realised that having these 4 relics right by JonSnow's map would have made it quite difficult for him to actually collect them. So probably went for that safer option of knowing that actually, if I just play it safe, go 3 TCs and go up fast, something like that, then maybe I can try and come back and win it. There you go, JonSnow's going to go for that castle. Going to go for quite an aggressive placement. Yep, going to do it outside those walls. Actually going to hit straight on that main gold, and there's not a lot actually that BacT can do. There's no monastery, no siege workshop, and there's only, what, 1 eagle scout? Not too sure that's really going to kill all those villagers. There we go, there goes that forward aggressive castle in there. Also comes BacT Scout. He's going to see this castle being dropped, of course. Going to try and quickly wall those villagers in to try and stop any denying, of course. But, well, I'm not even sure 1 Scout's really going to stop this from going up, nonetheless. Since now even the light cap from JonSnow comes out to play. And so he's going to try and pick it off, of course. Even stronger, that light cap now with a 7th attack. And just going to kill it. Bam. But now, BacT knows. And what's BacT going to do about it? He's going to be forward castle being dropped right now. He's sending a villager out, which I think that must have been a rally point from his TC, because now he's got 2 villagers coming out. And could actually lose that 1 villager. He's going to have to sacrifice it because it doesn't allow that scout to get inside, it seems. Going to sacrifice 1 villager to the cause, it seems, as, well, there it goes. Collecting those relics now as well. Such a nice gold boost there for JonSnow. Having to ditch that main gold. Has got this second gold to rely on, but it's so close to the walls that any couple of Janissaries pop out can easily harass the second gold pile. And then the question then becomes of, where the hell is BacT going to collect this gold from? He's got 0 map control at this point. He's just got to pray to Jesus right now that he's going to be able to defend this position and can take the secondary gold. Because his 3rd gold's outside the walls as well. Now come those Janissaries. Also now, Siege Workshop. BacT, no way near to Imperial. And Diego now into a defensive watchtower, it seems, because of the fact that this gold being under pressure will also limit the efficiency of collecting this gold pile as well, because it's right in the middle of that 3 All those 3 tiles as well. That's really actually frustrating there for BacT. Janissaries will try and poke at some more of those. That stone tile there looking pretty weak now as that battering ram now comes out. Looking to try and get into the base, of course. Quick house warnings are coming out from BacT to try and limit the space that these Janissaries have and stopping them getting inside the economy, of course. And there we go. The tile is down. He is now in, of course, and actually hasn't fully walled the right-hand side. And now defensive siege workshop gets dropped down as well in defense. A little bit late, actually, mind you, but I think he was so focused on the left-hand side a little bit here, dropping that tower in that mining camp, and they couldn't probably put that siege workshop down quickly enough. Now the market getting focused, and I actually like this decision to go for the market. It means you can't sell those resources or buy any resources or whatever that you might need to. And of course, it is a bigger structure too. It means if you can get it, it means you go straight in towards the economy as well at the same time. Plenty of Janissaries right out now. It comes to kick in right now from JonSnow. Now he's going to try and go full ham inside his opponent's base. Now, turn attention towards this TC. Lightcap also getting involved, but looks like they'll already get picked off actually. 3 battery rams now in place. Even a couple of monks getting involved here. Looks like JonSnow picks up the last relic, considering he has like 4 inside there now. Maybe all 5 actually. Actually, he's got all 5 now. Next TC drops down right now. Ragging out, but the problem is he's up against Janissaries here with 8 range and 17 damage. Look at that. Bam. Just destroys that Magna. And BacT calls it GG. There we go. GG. Well played by JonSnow actually. And I think JonSnow played well, but I just think BacT just kind of... Like, why did he just go 3 TCs, mini boom? Like, this is JonSnow. He's going to play aggressive here with his Turk position. I felt like maybe if he went monks, he was up so much earlier than his opponent. I don't know. I'm not an experienced arena player, but that was just GG. He knew it was over. Stats-wise, though, yeah, the economy is ahead of BacT, but there's nothing you can do with it. Yes. His map was just too poor. The goal was too bad. He had to have played aggressive, I think. Or even, I dare say, get a defensive castle on that main gold. Because there's no way he could have collected gold that position. And he had to put that awful tower to try and protect his secondary gold. And there we go. GG well played though. It's now 2-1 of course. And JonSnow takes his home map. I'm just going to change those scores. It's good to put another digit on the scoreboard, making that 2-1. Just 1 second. So now it's going to go into game number 4, and it's going to be ES Metropolis. Now, oh my god, Metropolis, really? No, but I remember, that's a 2 TC start. You have... Is it 2 TCs? I think it's 2 TC start, and you have that like lake in the middle with tons of fish. I remember seeing it from a co-op tournament there was. Way back. And my prediction was correct. I tell you what, my predictions on Arena are getting actually okay now. You see, Smarty, don't doubt me. I haven't... I actually have it. I have what it takes. I'm only kidding. Castle Age Janissaries, though, is such a OP unit. Yeah, Taro just won his home map. I mean, it was Arena. His other home map is Black Forest as well, so if we get there. I think we do. Just basic triple robot. Is it 3 TCs for Metropolis? I swear Metropolis has got the water bit. Oh, I gotta find out now. I actually need to look this up. ES Metropolis. Yeah, it's got that lake in the middle with like two TCs, I swear. Anyway, it's going to be exciting nonetheless. A little bit different. 3 TC. 3 TC start. Oh, God, that's going to be awful. I think BacT might be okay with it, just about, but I'm not sure about JonSnow. I don't think he's ever done this situation where he's got 3 TCs to handle with. That is disgusting. That's terrifying that you have to do 3 TCs. I mean, I struggle enough with 1, I swear. No, I could do 1. It's 2 TCs I struggle with. I remember I was playing Nations Cup, I think, and... Oh, who picked that map where I had to do a 2 TC start or something? It was awful. It was like Parallel Worlds or something, and I just wanted to cry. I'll never forgive that person who decided that on the other team to do the 2 TC start. It was awful. It was awful. There was water involved, there was land involved, everything you could imagine. It wasn't even a basic start either. I think it was like not much sheep, but quite a bit of hunt, so it required a lot of deer pushing from both sides. So thanks to everyone tuning in so far. It's good to see a good number of people coming in and saying hello. For noobs of AOC, now I think Clemenzel's going to be casting a couple of those games. I think he's doing Zafor versus Pharos. I think he's doing that on the Voobly stream. So if you're looking to watch those, I think tune to Voobly stream. I think Clemenzel's is covering a few of those matches. If you ever want to stick around and watch BacT and the Polaris, then stick around here. There's plenty of games more to come. And of course, later we do have the TEC final. That is, I think Zero Empire is covering now on his channel. So Viper against Rhea, which looks pretty good. And I think there's No Madness also being covered by Memb as well today. I think there's a few of those games. So plenty of action coming up in the next couple of days. So stick around. And now we're going to be moving to Game 4, of course. ES Metropolis is going to be. And we jump in right now. Welcome. Game number 4. It's going to be in the Polaris Best of 9 series between the champion, BacT, here in the blue, against, of course, JonSnow in the red. And, of course, ES Metropolis, it's a 3 TC start. I thought it was 2, but, of course, the chat and everyone else confirmed it's going to be 3 TCs. And they both pick Huns. Not surprising, of course. I mean, you want to get, of course, up that 200 pop, but it makes it a lot easier as well to start off with. You don't get housed and all that business. But, of course, it doesn't mean you start off with less food. Brings those birds in. It brings that first ball, of course. So much action happens. And actually, JonSnow's doing relatively okay, actually. And, of course, in Metropolis, in the lake, got plenty of big fish here. So having those docks down, it's especially important just to have, of course, that bigger food eco. It's going to be a messy game. I think there's going to be a lot involved. Water, land, whatever you want to talk about it. And because of this long start we're going to have in the Dark Age with 3 TCs trying to pump out villagers and docks and everything, we're probably going to be seeing fast castles. Could be seeing fire ships in the water. We're going to see maybe like +2 knights getting in. Knights would probably be the name of the game here, I think, for the Huns. Normally, you could be doing Cav Archers in the Hun War, but this is probably going to be Knights. A much more effective unit, I think, in this scenario. Asking BacT to delete 1 TC for fairness, and BacT is just laughing and saying, no. So I'd say there's berries, but I thought he would have gone for those deer. There's plenty of deer here next to that berry, next to that mill. I thought BacT would have taken those by now. Maybe he hasn't seen it. As those scouts right now pick up the extra sheep. Yeah, I told you, Doctor. I did say Boot Blue Stream was for noobs of AOC 3. So we're going to enter that little bit of this phase where, as I just said, got to get their ecos going with 3 TCs. Got to manage them. It's just going to be incredible how they're going to do it. As, well... You see that? There's that mill from JonSnow now. He wants to get those berries in. Populations right now, 18 for 17, so looking pretty close actually, but BacT just edging out ahead here, having a bit more of an efficient Dark Age it seems, but I mean, you got to give it credit to them to actually even do a 3TC start, which is ridiculous. Brings that next borer in now. Surprisingly, people who are saying JonSnow is quite slow, not up to it, actually doing quite well here actually, with 20 builds, took it 22, only a little bit behind. That's to his credit. Give him that. Brings that next villager in right now. Oh, cool villager though. Oh, does lose one villager to that boar. That was unfortunate. Gotta keep your eye on the bill health numbers. But hey, everyone makes mistakes. It's but he is now one bill down in comparison to BacT here. Gonna go for that next mill for those shorefish. Wait for the dock placements to come down. I wonder who's gonna have the first dock. Keep those TCs active. Only got one TC active, where BacT's got all three active currently. So this Dark Age is slowly slipping away from JonSnow. He's now 7 villagers behind here, making that 6. Looks like BacT definitely has a bit more experience at this. Brings that next boar in right now. Pops those villagers inside to keep them nice and safe. Looks like this one's going to come in cleanly and without any villagers losses. Another boar comes in, but the best boar in the boar lore in the world. This is just how difficult this is in the 3TC start. Definitely tells me that JonSnow's slightly slipping up here, having a bit of a tough time, and he drops that extra lumber camp now on his main TC. Now brings in the next boar, of course, sending some vills back from that lumber just to take the boar meat. He's like, abandon ship, abandon the lumber. Let's bring that next boar in right now for JonSnow. This time a little bit better actually in terms of boar laws, a little bit cleaner and a little bit closer to his TC right now. I feel like BacT here has definitely got a much better start. Not in terms of not losing villagers, but also his consistency with the TCs. And also the fact that his planning, I think, he's got everyone the right villager numbers and who needs to go to with when and so on. That's what happens when bring that next boar in right now. I just keep commenting about boar laws, but I mean, what else is we going to talk about for the next, like, 5 minutes here? He brings that in fine. Literally on the same spot as that last boar went down. That's quite funny, actually. Not normally seen. As those two scouts from JonSnow start chasing, actually, one of BacT's, and, well, now actually backs off, but backs off from BacT, but it looks like a scout skirmish went earlier. Actually, it looks like a 1-for-1 trade it was, so both of them lost one scout apiece. As BacT is the first one to touch the feudal age, he's on 49 villagers to 36. Now that's a showcase of how you plan a triple TC start. Look at that, 51 villagers. That is just disgusting. And look at all those deers he can take. He should be going to take those deers. He has to be taking those deers. They're so close to his mill. But it looks like it's going to be a lumber camp. Okay. Well, I already would have gone for those deer. I mean, it's so much more efficient to go for it. He does see them. I'm quite surprised. And JonSnow's asking for the population. BacT's like, yeah, I'm on 55. And JonSnow's like, ah. JonSnow gives exactly the reaction I was looking after. He's like, yeah, holy crap. He himself up to feudal age, but he's on 41 villagers. He's 14 behind. BacT too good. BacT please nerf. As, well... Already got those walls out though from JonSnow. He's already walled off from his opponent here. Wants to keep his eco nice and safe. At least draw some lines out. Saying, hey, this is my map right now. This is exactly what I've got. As right now, Laxmith gets dropped from BacT. As it tries to actually start hitting the TC fire, of course. Doesn't want to kill the ball though. Plays a little bit safe. Could have got one more volley out. And does get it killed now. actually lost a villa of his own. We didn't see that. So it looks like not only JonSnow's immune to the ball laws here, as he loses one village there. That's actually quite far away from the TC. It does get cleaned up now by the map gen, but BacT's human. He's lost a villa like JonSnow did. As he dropped that blacksmith, probably dropped that market as well somewhere. Market? We got a barracks. I was going to go for that stable. I was about to say, like, why would you go blacksmith market tons? We get that stable, of course. As right now, barracks being dropped by JonSnow. A little bit late, actually. Probably should have done that on the way to Feudal Edge, of course. JonSnow is the name. But I know it's Terror, but easy to say right now, because it's his name tag on the game is JonSnow, so I'm going to call him JonSnow. So another villager got picked off, actually, by the scout of JonSnow. I was like, maybe two? I want to say that was JonSnow. Yeah, that's two villagers got picked off there. Or BacT, and only a scout claimed for it, so that's actually worth it there. 2-for-1 trade is what I like to see. So now some stone walls get drawn out on JonSnow too. Don't know why he's doing it there. I would have just done it straight across here. It would have been much more efficient. There you go. On the side though, it looks like a tower being popped down by BacT. Wants to try and hit him on this lumber line. Counter tower once again. Once again the towers and the counter towers being thrown up. Once more, like we saw in game number 2. And, well, looks like these towers have been put up at exactly the same time, I feel. He is catching up, but, you know. Yeah, I think he's going to go up at exactly the same time. Actually, a few on stone there for JonSnow already. Himself got the barracks. Where's his stable, of course? Looks like it'll be on the left-hand side, it seems. Where is your stable? Or barracks? Oh, he hasn't actually clicked up. Oh. Okay, I would have thought JonSnow would have clicked up by now. That's why I'm assuming that the stable was. There we go. He's probably down the stable now, but he's so far from the game. He's got 500 gold in the bank and 500 food. It's definitely a little bit out of shape, it seems. BacT, meanwhile, still on creating those villages, of course. He's got those stables going. 2 stable knights, one on either side of the map actually, as they're starting to get pumped out. But with plenty of stone walls, does mean that'd be very difficult for those knights to get in, if at all. But, well, there comes that transport ship. That dock already been placed. Now. The thing is, though, this would be pretty useful on this side. I'm surprised that just send the transport ship over to collect the rest of those knights and then transport them across to the other side. As well, I'm surprised it's taking this long for the docks to come out already. I mean, first dock from BacT only just got out just to transport some units over. I thought the water would be quite important here, especially when you're on his walls, that you don't want your opponent to be landing on your side of the map. Outposts are up from JonSnow. He really wants to look out for any landings coming in, and well, you will be spotting this very shortly as 3 villagers and 2 knights now looks to pop over on the other side. Could be seeing potentially a siege workshop being placed as JonSnow is halfway up to the castle age now. But now he's got to try and fend off this. Looks like the outpost will probably have seen that transport ship. Okay, he's definitely going to see this now as the transport ship lands with 2 knights and even attacks the outpost. He really wants to say hello. And JonSnow's like, no, don't come here. Got to try and quickly wall in that wood line, I think, as those knights look to try and harass the eco. But this wood line is looking even more precarious at this point. And the knights are going, making a beeline straight toward it. And, oh dear, this could be a loss of at least 3 villagers here, I think. One villager goes down. Could be the second and the third. Come on. Alright, well, amazingly, only 1 villager went down. Okay, 2. Okay, it was like a not too bad prediction. Archer race now being popped down by BacT here on the main line. 2 stables now dropped on this side. He knows where the aggression's coming from. He saw the transport ship pop over. He saw those knights, and actually I think the villagers too. Now that means that he's going to have to start making some military on this side to help defend here. Might even see some stone walls here to try and stop any of these cav just raiding the main TC in the middle. Left hand side though, stone gate being put up. 4 stables actually coming up, and now on the other side transports the rest of those knights over, looking to harass on this side. Can drop those villagers inside that tower to protect them, but will he recognise that in time, it seems? There we go, does protect it. And then JonSnow actually called it relatively GG, actually. He says GG. And well, with 91 villagers against 66, he's way behind on the villager economy and way behind on... I think this is a map where the Dark Age was really important in terms of its efficiency. I think, despite the early decent start, a couple of mistakes slipped up from JonSnow. Couldn't keep the TCs active. And just slowly fell behind and quickly fell behind in a rapid amount of minutes. And, well... I can't blame for that early GG. I don't think he can have done enough there to try and stop that. And yeah, the statistics all in BacT's favour, of course. GG, well played. It's that third game taken for BacT right now. And now it's going to be, I think it's the next map for BacT as well for his home map, if I'm not mistaken. So... currently 3-1 prediction. Sorry, 3-1 so far. My prediction for the 5-2 victory for BacT is looking